Hey, I'm Brian Van, SportBikeTrackHere.com, and today we're going to break down the all-new AGV K6 full-face helmet. The AGV K6 retails from $499 for a solid up to $549 for a graphic. Please understand we don't update videos for pricing changes, only if the helmet itself has been completely redesigned, warranting a new video. Who is this helmet right for? Full face helmet, sports style, no drop down inner screen with a wide field of vision. This is going to be great for a street rider, a track day rider, or racing as well. This helmet is ECE as well as DOT certified. Are you ready for this? This thing weighed 2.8 pounds in a size medium, right? This helmet right here in a size medium small, 2.8 pounds on our shipping scale. I'd also like to point out, look at how small this thing is, right? The exterior shape and size is really small, and for some riders, that stuff's going to be super appealing. Let's talk about fit and sizing. This offers an intermediate oval head shape, which means slightly longer front to back than you are side to side. I measure 58 centimeters on the money. Per the size chart, it puts me into a medium small, and I got a really good, comfortable fit. The on-off effort with this helmet is a little to the high side. It's more of a sport race style fit, right? But that also helps to seal it up around the neck and reduce road noise and improve the overall performance of the helmet. So I would say this one runs true to size. Take a measurement, use the size chart. Features and benefits. Centrally locking shield that has a lock for like a crack position. You can see that is the first position there. It's cracked open. Second position all the way. There are detents all the way up and down. Class 1 optics with the shield. It includes a pin lock insert, the 120 max vision, right? That's a high-end insert that is included with this. There are optional shields available and sold separately, tinted and mirrored shields that will also accept this same pin lock insert. This is an all-new shield designed just for this helmet. We'll show you in a little bit what it takes to get it off and put it back on. Ventilation, and you're going to note too when you look at this kind of looks a little bit like their Pista GP their Corsa R, and their K1. It's got similar lines, a similar shape to it. The ventilation scheme is also similar. We have 3 intake vents up here across the top. The main difference here when I compare this to, say, like the Corsa R, is going to be the overall surface area size of the vents. We do have 3 vents up here. On the Corsa R and the Pista GP you have a big opening, right? This one's much smaller. The action on the vent, I'll tell you, that is nice and smooth, slides over like so. The centrally located one here is a little bit bigger. You know, in terms of ventilation, we haven't had an opportunity to ride in this one yet. We're stuck in the middle of the corona apocalypse, right? So I'm not going to be out on track here for a few weeks, unfortunately. And I don't have a bike with a license plate on it. This is a helmet that at some point, hopefully, we would get out there in. I would still expect this to be a very good venting helmet. When we take it apart, I'll show you things from the inside out where these holes line up with holes and channels in the EPS that really work to enhance the overall airflow. Intake vent for the chin is switchable right here. These are 2 actually large openings right here. They're going to deflect air into this area, bring it up in the shield area, you know, into the opening for the rider right there. This thing feels just a little chintzy, okay? I don't want to beat it up too much. You know, it feels just a little bit chintzy. Exhaust ventilation is managed through this right here, and this is like kind of one large vent back here. We'll show you that once again when we take the helmet off. Other features and bennies. We've got the emergency release cheek pads. The cheek pads and the neck roll are one piece on this helmet. You basically grab that, rip it out. It includes a chin curtain, double D-ring retention system. Glasses compatibility with this helmet is excellent. It is also Bluetooth device compatible. If you want to install a universal device, this helmet has the cutouts and the pockets behind the cheek pads to allow for that to happen. We have 4 different shell sizes, 4 different EPS sizes and what they claim to be a 5 density EPS, which is pretty interesting. The overall build quality of the helmet seems to be excellent. Like I said, closer look coming in just 1 second. The fabrics feel really nice against the skin, right? I like what I see here. I like the exterior profile. The vent switch, it's a little bit wonky, right? And the graphics they have available in the first run, I'm just gonna, like this one I thought was maybe the best one. I mean, it's okay. I don't know that I love that. You know, AGV has so many brilliant graphics. I think this is a pretty cool lid. Perhaps they could have done just a little bit better job with their first run of graphics. When I come back, we're gonna take this thing apart and give you a closer look from the inside out. All right, let's open up with shield. Bring it all the way in the upwardmost position. And then there is basically a little tab right here. You got to pull on, pull down, and pull out. There are metal pieces, right, that are used with this. And, you know, it's funny, that actually adds a little bit of weight, but this thing still is incredibly light. If you want to zoom in there, Caleb, you can get an idea of the portion that's attached to the helmet, what that looks like. And then here is the portion that is screwed to the shield itself. Similar to what we've seen them do with the Corsa and the Pista, yet this is a proprietary design just for this helmet. Let's give you a look at the gasket they're using here and that breath deflector. This breath deflector, the channels run right down to these vents here, so it's really going to bring some air up into this area. The gasket itself, you know, it feels really thick, like it would really compress and seal quite nicely. To reinstall the shield, mimic that upwardmost position, pull this down, kind of put a little pressure in, wiggle it around. I find it helps if you push up on that. Mirror image here, of course, on the other side. Anytime you do a shield swap before you take it out for a ride, I like to just cycle it a couple times, take a good look at it, and make sure you don't have yourself in a position where that thing's going to fly off when you go down the road. Interior of the helmet. Anytime I service a helmet's interior, I just like to take the shield off to help avoid scratching or damaging the shield. These things are not cheap. I'll tell you that right up front. You know, when you get a optically correct shield like this, you know, things like up to 4 millimeters thick in places, it just simply adds cost. That's what we've seen with a lot of the newer helmets. The shields are not getting any cheaper. They're kind of maintaining, too, that collarbone friendly shape, right, with the helmet's not quite as pronounced as some of the other ones here, but right here in this area, when you have a crash, impact of the head pushes it over, and the shell of the helmet can come in contact with your collarbone. Yep, there's a bump right there where that one got broken, and break it, okay? So having a helmet with a little bit of a relief there can be beneficial and prevent that from happening. The chin curtain. The chin curtain does not come installed in this helmet. I pushed it in after the fact. To remove it, you simply want to grab it where the fabric meets the rubber edge and pull that out like so. You can see it engages pretty hard, so it's not just going to fall out. To remove the cheek pads, slide your finger in between the backing of the cheek pad and the internal EPS of the helmet until you hear the snap release. There are going to be 3 snaps on each cheek pad. Once you've released those on both sides, you're then ready to pull the neck roll out of the helmet. Grab it right here like so, release that tab, and then kind of rock towards the back. Do the same thing here on the other side. I'll put a little more effort. Let's have a look at the cheek pads. This comes as one piece, one unit. You can see they're using a couple of different fabrics here. This stuff feels really nice against your skin. The glasses compatibility was really strong. They kind of modify it in this area, right, the thickness of it, to allow for that. Some reflective inserts here for nighttime visibility. The top pad. There is 2 snaps here in the back. You want to get yourself behind that top pad, get a hold of that snap. These are pretty tight. Get that released. You'll find 2 more in the front, in the brow area, same deal. Those are in there pretty tight. They engage really well. And here is your top pad. And you can see what AGV does here too. There are actually holes in the top liner. They're going to line up with intake vent holes that really help to improve the amount of air that's introduced into the helmet. Instead of blocking it, a lot of the other helmets, the liner will be complete here. And yes, the air flows through the fabric, but it never flows through the fabric as well as it would flow through an open hole. Having a look inside now, here are the cutouts, the reliefs for the universal or the proprietary communicator devices, whatever you land on. If you look at the top of the helmet here, you'll see all the channeling they have built in to help enhance airflow from front to back. You can see up here, can you see all the holes in the EPS? Those are going to correspond with the vents that we have up in the crown and the brow of the helmet. And then here in the back, you know, this is almost a one-piece thing, even though you see two independent like exits, you know, they are connected there in the center. You can see the holes all correspond and line up with that. And if you look, I mean, this is just, it's well made. The quality looks really solid. You know, this is a good helmet. AGV does a great job, great reputation for sure. My one criticism would be that switch could feel just a little more robust, but I mean, that's a pretty minor thing. At the end of the day, this thing is crazy light, right? High quality, super small outer shell size, which is pretty cool. I think it's going to appeal to a lot of street, track day, and racers out there. If you have any questions, leave those in the comments section of this video. I'm here to help you have a great experience with your next helmet and answer all that stuff myself.